Hello, my name is Lennon Audrain, and I am a Rio Salado College graduate, the class of 2017. My journey at Rio really started when I was a sophomore in high school at Brophy College Preparatory. I just enrolled in my first dual enrollment course, and I remember knowing that I really wanted to be a teacher, but not having a way to explore that. And so because I had just done all the Rio Salado paperwork, I kind of poked around to see if there was any way that I was going to be able to enroll at Rio to take education courses, and I was able to. And so I remember taking a couple education courses and then realizing that I was probably taking enough courses to do an associate's degree. And so I remember printing out the major map, putting each course prefix and number on a sticky note in my bedroom and making 3 columns, a not yet done, an in progress, and a completed. And slowly but surely, because of Rio, I was able to move those sticky notes from not started to in progress, my EDU 221 or my public speaking course, and then ultimately to completed. And I was actually able to get all of those sticky notes up on my bedroom door to the completed column by January 2017, which was 5 months before I graduated from high school. Because I was able to take education courses at Rio, I was also able to, participate in the chapter of Educators Rising at the college. And if it weren't for my ability to participate in the Educators Rising chapter, I would never have become national president the year later of Educators Rising and represent, the nearly 44,000 students at the time who were in this program designed to generate their interest in teaching, to gather them together, to sustain it. And so because of Rio, I was able to become later on national president of Educators Rising. The year after, I graduated from Rio and from high school that August. I enrolled at Arizona State University in a bachelor's degree program in classics. So I studied Latin and was able to graduate in 3 semesters at age 19, and then finished my first master's degree in curriculum and instruction at age 19, and then was accepted in between all of that to Harvard. And so I moved out to the East Coast and taught Latin, Spanish, and English at Brookline High School in the public schools of Brookline, Massachusetts in the morning, and then would bike over the river and then go take classes at Harvard in technology. So I studied technology and education. And during that time, just a few weeks before the world shut down because of COVID, I was notified that I had been accepted to my PhD program in education policy and evaluation at Arizona State University. And so I made my way back here to Phoenix, Arizona, and started on my PhD. It was really my PhD that I started to become curious about students like me in high school who took dual enrollment, but who wanted to be teachers, what kinds of pathways they had, and then realized very quickly that we didn't know very much about the role of community colleges in how the country, how the United States prepares teachers. And that it turns out that many, many teachers start their journeys to becoming teachers at community colleges, but it is such an unwritten story. And so I was looking for a way to give back because that was my own story for becoming a teacher. And so I joined the board of the National Association of Community College Teacher Education Programs, which is housed at Rio Salado College. And so I get to work with great colleagues like Julie Farron, Dr. Gresko, who's the EPP chair, and many, many others who just are really working to make sure that community colleges are on the map when it comes to understanding how our teachers get to the classroom. And so during my program, I became the board president and then finished my program in 2023, graduated at age 23, and then started as a faculty member, a research assistant professor in the college. During that time, I was also able to have this really unique role where I was a professor at Arizona State University, but still a high school teacher. I actually got to go back to the classroom and teach a Grow Your Own program for high school students here in Arizona called Education Professions. And so I balanced that role for a few years. And so this will be my 3rd year as a research assistant professor at Arizona State University in the Mary Lou Fulton College for Teaching and Learning Innovation. What's next for me? So next academic year, so starting August 2026, I'm actually transitioning from being a research assistant professor to a tenure track assistant professor at the university, which will be such a joy to pursue and to get to do not only research, but also teaching and service. And I'm so excited to continue to work with Rio Salado and other community colleges in that role. My appointment will be in the division for advancing educator preparation. So I'll get to focus a lot of my time thinking about how we prepare teachers. And so as I'm entering sort of this next chapter in my journey, I'm so ecstatic to reflect right now on all that Rio Salado and all the systems and the supports, and most importantly, all the people that made it possible for me as a high school student to pursue that journey. Because without them, I really don't know where I would be or what I would have done. And so thank you to all of you at Rio Salado College for the things that you do for our community, the things that you do for our workforce, and most importantly, the things that you do just to make the world a better place. And so thank you, Rio. I appreciate all that you do and have done for me and will continue to do for others.